Good Tuesday morning. Today is March 2nd, 2021, and I know that not very many people are going to see this. In a way, I'm kind of doing this video more for posterity's sake, so that in the future, if my grandchildren or even great-grandchildren would like to hear my views on certain things, they can, because I will forever be in the interwebs. I've thought long and hard about doing this video over the past year. You know, we've, as a country, we've had to battle a lot. Of course, there's the pandemic going on, race wars, political upheaval. And I kind of wanted to touch on a little bit of this stuff. And I'll let you know right from the beginning, I am not politically correct. If it's in my brain, it's going to come out. I do not ever mean to offend anyone, but as an American, I believe that we still do have the freedom of not just speech, but of our own opinion. And so today, I'm just going to take a few minutes and put in my 2 cents worth. And I'm going to start by telling a couple of stories. Now, I was born in 1963, and I still remember, I was very, very fortunate. I grew up in Texas, and I was very fortunate to have a mother. My father actually passed away in Vietnam. He was killed over there when I was only 18 months old. So my mother, who was raising me, very God-fearing woman, a very strict woman. I often joke that I could have been raised by the nuns up in the Alps somewhere, and I would have had more freedom than I did at home. She was an extremely strict woman, and a school teacher. And but anyway, I digress. I remember her sitting me down in front of the TV to watch Dr. Martin Luther King's address, his I Have a Dream speech. And I remember her telling me that, you know, she kind of had a discussion with me afterwards, even though I was small. I think I was like 4, maybe 5. But having a discussion with me about truly judging people on their character, not their skin color. That God made everyone. He created each one of us, knit us together in our mother's womb, which is biblical. And that as his children, we were to treat everybody with love, respect, you know, and if somebody proved not to be a respectful, you know, person, or they turned out to be a thief or a liar or some, just distance yourself from them. Pray for them. Don't hate them. And certainly don't lump people all into one category because one person did something wrong to you. So I just grew up knowing this and believing this. I honestly didn't know that there were other points of view until I was much, much older. Now in Texas, the schools weren't integrated until I was in the 2nd grade. which would have been 71, 72. And I remember the first, I guess it would have been like the first day that we were all integrated together. And, I hear people all the time say, "Oh, I don't see color." I'm sorry, you're a liar. Everyone sees color. And I remember in our innocence at, 7 years old, 8 years old or whatever, sitting there at our desk and putting our arms up next to each other and checking out the skin color difference and touching each other's arms and faces and our hair, because for both of us, black and white, it was such a new, novel experience. People that we had really never come in contact with before. And I just remember being in awe at the fact that even though we were different, we were still the same. And I at no point that I'm aware of did anyone, black or white, feel prejudiced against each other. But I also think that in our households, we were taught to accept people the way they are, warts and all, differences. You know, it skin color just didn't matter. It's part of being a diverse culture. You go all over the world and you're going to find people that are albino white to people that are so dark skinned they're, blue black. That's just the way it is. So anyone who says that they don't see a skin color, they're either lying or they're blind, because we all do it, and that's okay, because we're all different and we all are unique, and we should just accept that fact, I guess, instead of fighting over it. That's like with this whole BLM movement. I'm like, I'm an all lives matter person, because everybody's life matters, period. The reason I don't support the BLM movement is because the women who started it are Marxist and have said that they started the movement to cause diversity, to divide people by race. And I do not agree with that at all. We should all be working together to better humanity, not to cause riots, not to cause one group of people, or no, not even one group of people. By doing what they've done with the BLM movement, they have literally placed people of color in one camp versus the rest of the world. That includes Asians, Caucasians, Spanish people, Mexican people, Latinos, what all else? I mean, literally the entire rest of the world. Now, I don't know about any of you, but I think that's wrong. And I especially think it's wrong when they say that they're trying to support Black lives, but by doing this, they're burning down Black businesses. um, black neighborhoods. They're hurting their own elderly, their own children. Um, yeah, I can't support that in any way. I don't think it's good to take any race and set them apart. I heard an interesting story today about, how they're taking Aunt Jemima and Uncle Ben and all, even like Land O'Lakes, Washington Redskins, all these things that we've grown up with, seeing them, whether they're Indian, and I'm talking Western Indian or Eastern Indian or American or black, or even or Asian or whatever, and they're taking them off of the labels, but yet they're leaving all the white ones. Does nobody else, well, I know there's a few because I've seen them on YouTube, but when you do that, then you've taken away all the icons except for the white ones. Now we have this whole thing, it's really big. We just got done with the month of February. I kept seeing commercials about black-owned companies. People coming on there and saying, this is a black-owned company, please support us. Well, I'm sorry, how is it being supportive when you're taking away all the faces of these black-owned companies that have been around for literally decades? Aunt Jemima's family did not want her picture taken off. Number one, it was supporting their family. They were still getting revenue from that. Number two, she actually was the face. She was a human being. By taking her off of there, you've literally erased the woman's heritage and her family's. And I believe, I can't remember, the chef on the Cream of Wheat. He also, real chef, real life human being, you've erased him. Tell me how this is prospering black lives in any way, shape, or form. I don't think it is. You've basically erased everybody except the white people, which in itself goes against everything you say you're for. Is that just my logic being screwed up? I don't know. I'll let you decide. But anyway, my other story. About 20 years after the second grade thing, my son and I, every night, he was about 4 at the time. I was about 27. And every night, I would say prayers with him. And we would always pray that Jesus would send us a good husband for me and a good father for him. I was a single mom at the time. And I don't know if he heard it from other kids out on the playground or whatever, but he asked me about, race and things like this. And so I explained it to him this way. I said, every night when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, we say prayers and we ask Jesus to send a good husband for me, a good father for you, right? And he goes, yeah. I said, have we ever asked Jesus what color that man should be? And he's like, no. I said, so, what if God, in his infinite wisdom, sends us a black man? Or maybe a Mexican man? Or an Asian man? If this man is a hard worker, a good man who loves me and you, is willing to not only defend us, but give his life for us. Wouldn't it be kind of like slapping God in the face if we turned that person down simply because of the color of his skin? And my son was like, yeah, that would be, that would be terrible, Mom. I said, okay. I said, so this is how I view race. We're all different. We all have different skin tones, even within our races. It should not be a factor. It truly should be, as Dr. King said, the fact of judging people on their character and not on their skin color. And honestly, I thought we had made it over the hump. Back in the 90s, early 2000s, I really thought we had. And I don't know what happened in the last 10 or 15 years. But it's like the world turned upside down, and all the headway that had been made in the past has just been blown out of the water. We're literally back to segregating people. It's my understanding now there are colleges that have decided it's better to go back to this dormitory is just for blacks, and this one is just for all the rest of you. They're having their own what do you call it, graduation services. I'm like, you just brought back the 1950s and before. Am I missing something here? You're literally segregating people. This is not right. I don't care who you are. You can disagree with me all you want to. But how on earth do you say you want equality, but then you segregate people? And then you pit them against one another. And people still haven't figured out that this is what our government wants. They know if we ever band together and come together as one people, they don't stand a chance. They use the media. They use their speeches and their pretty promises, which, let's face it, how many of you are happy in this past month with all the promises that have been kept? Yeah, it's going very badly. So my thoughts are, I don't have a big platform. I think there's like 10 people that follow me on YouTube. But just for the sake of putting it out there for anyone who does happen to come across this video, most of us can't do big things. I mean, there are very few Dr. Martin Luther Kings that come along in this lifetime. There are very few people who get a large platform to talk to, hundreds or even millions of people. But what each one of us can do, because I truly believe with all my heart that there are more of us out there that truly don't hate our neighbor because of their skin color than there are those who do. I believe there are more of us who still love our country than hate it and want to destroy it from the inside out. I still believe that America's still got her heart and soul. Now, granted, might be a little bit harder to find these days with the media and television shows and movies and politicians and stuff shoving their agenda down your throat. But if you go to the Walmart or to the grocery store or a department store, or you're just walking down the street, just take notice. Because I'd almost willing to bet you that most people are still smiling at one another. They're still wishing each other a good day. People are holding the doors open for other people. They're being considerate. They're not judging people on their skin tone. We all see our different colors, and most of us don't care. We look at it as individuality. And the best most of us can do, 99% of us, is just be the best human beings we can be each day. If you see anyone in need, help them. The best of your ability. Just do what you can. If you're walking down the street and you see somebody with a mad old look on their face, smile at them. They may have just lost their job. Because, a lot of people are right now. Maybe they lost their family because they lost their job and they can't support them anymore. You never know what somebody's story is. And a lot of times, what we see as a mad face might just be deep concentration. That person just trying to figure out, how am I going to get through the rest of this day? Much less the rest of my life. Gee, I really wish I had a friend right now. You just don't know. Because true friends are really hard to come by. So be the best person you can be. Do what you can do. No one's asking anybody to move a mountain. But we can pray for each other. We can be there for each other. We can just be decent people. And help our neighbors the way we're supposed to. Yeah, I guess that's the main thing I wanted to say. And, yeah. But I hope everybody has a wonderful day. I hope you all have a wonderful week. Be patient with each other. Be kind to one another. And, yeah, don't let all the stuff that's out in the air affect you in a negative way. If you're a Christian, read your Bible, stay in the Word. I don't know what other religions do. I'm assuming there are books and meditations and stuff that you guys do. Yeah, but just walk the walk every day and try to enjoy your life, enjoy your family. I'm fixing to go out and enjoy my chickens. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful week. God bless. See you later.